Welcome to the Manifest Enlightenment and Soar show with Mr. Ken Rochon. I am your host, Mr. Kipling Sanders. Thank you for joining us today. Ken is an avid traveler. He travels all around the universe. Welcome to the Manifest Enlightenment and Soar show with Mr. Ken Rochon. I am your host, Mr. Kipling Sanders. Thank you for joining us today. Ken is an avid traveler. He travels all around the universe, all around the world, working on projects, trying to promote what he promotes. And it's a great stuff that he does. I met Ken at an author convention workshop in Los Angeles, California, at the Hyatt, I believe, about 4 or 5 years ago. And Ken's been doing wonderful projects, and I'm just so excited about what he's doing right now. Ken Rochon, you were born in Rhode Island, Northeast part of the United States of America, flown to Paris and France. You grew up there. You've been over to 100 countries. What's the experience like in culture, diversity? What is that like around the world?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. And
You're welcome. Thanks for coming
if I
on.
wasn't an Army brat, I probably wouldn't know what it is to connect with humanity. So, Rhode Island is where I started, and although I wasn't there very long, it is
Yeah,
home. It is. I love the Northeast. I love New
yeah,
England, but
yeah,
going to Paris and all the other places my dad brought me, I learned that the world is a very big place, and the more you enjoy it, the more you actually connect with humanity, and the more you actually appreciate diversity.
yeah, yeah. 100%, 100%. Your mom taught you raising up, gave you the impression that everything is roses. Um, what does this mean to you, Ken?
Well, I mean, you can go through life and be really negative, pessimistic, anxiety, scarcity, and people don't in that choose that lifestyle don't know they have a choice to actually enjoy life. And
Right.
I mean, it's a cliche that you have one life to live. Why not enjoy it? So I'll just say, I don't understand why that cliche doesn't land with people saying, you know what, I can have fun today, and I'm going to choose to have fun today, or I'm going to be grateful today. I want to be grateful today. So my new AKA, also known as Dr. Smiley, was my
Yeah,
way of creating the identity that I choose happiness and I choose joy, but more importantly, I choose to connect with people and celebrate them.
yeah, that's wonderful. Humanity is something so important to people this day and age. People are, looking at the differences, and so it's just very trying times in the planet right now. And so nothing more better than to be a humanitarian and try and help the communities abroad.
Well, but to your point, Kipling,
Yeah,
they're trying times because people aren't awake to understand that it's a
yeah,
life to be enjoyed and it's a world to
I
be
agree.
enjoyed. And
Yeah,
conflict happens because of greed. Conflict happens because of scarcity. And
yeah.
I never mean to correct the host, but we've been friends longer than this. I mean, I think we met in Florida, and I think it was more like 9 years ago. And here's
Okay.
the point
Yeah.
I make of this is that we've never lost touch with each other.
Right, right. Yeah. Let's
And
stay connected.
you've always been a sharp dressed man.
Thank you. I would like to publish, talk to you about publishing, not right now, but after the show, another
Sure.
time, publishing with your publishing company in Times Square. We're getting to that question about the Times Square, so
Sure.
everyone stay tuned. What enthralled you or catapulted you into the zone that you're in now?
Well, it was probably 14 years ago, and it was definitely the catalyst and the catapult. But when one of the most important people you celebrate, love, and celebrate you dies, you actually awaken and say, wow, there is mortality and there is a time limit on this journey. And so, unfortunately, my biggest gift I got from my mom was to have that little pinch of, hey, you don't know there's tomorrow. So make sure you are powerful today. And I had talked about doing a book for some 30 years. And here's what's interesting. I
Yeah,
met you. And when I
yeah,
met you, Kipling, it was me actually in this awakening of gosh, we can be so powerful in life, and we don't know how powerful we can be until we actually push the limits. And pushing
Right.
the limits is uncomfortable, but the good news is God has a lot of wonderful stuff to for us to learn about how powerful. He gave us a body, a mind, a spirit.
Mhm.
So my mom passing of Alzheimer's in 2008 was the catapult, the catalyst to have me say, "Holy heck, I need to do something big in the world." And all I had
Right.
been for the last, I don't know, 30 years or so was a DJ. And it's nothing about DJing being bad. DJ is amazing. I mean, that's music, that's bringing people together.
Yeah. I DJ a little bit too myself, but I
Do you?
haven't done it at like a gig. I know how to DJ.
You know how to DJ? What kind of
Yeah.
music you like?
Oh, it all. I try and mix classical with hardcore hip hop.
Do you
And
really?
so, yeah, yeah. I was trying to think about trying to create a new wave of music where it's just like hip hop into classical mixed in, on the turntable and
Hmm?
scratching it and using all the
So
sound
what
effects.
classical? What's classical is your favorite?
Oh, my favorite composer is definitely Beethoven. I like Mozart. I like
Isn't it
Brahms.
amazing what Beethoven not only accomplished, but how it affected the rest of the world for the rest of time? I mean, if you look at
Yeah,
a fifth of Beethoven, that was an actual disco song. Then it was ELO redid Beethoven, and the fact
yeah,
that it's so weird, but my son just went to watch an orchestra, a symphony, do Beethoven. And
right.
when you have 50 people that are in magic harmony creating the fifth of Beethoven, you come alive. I mean, it's just the
Yeah,
fact that he wasn't able to hear most of what he
yeah,
created, it's mind
exactly.
boggling.
I mean, he's one of the catalysts or the prototypes who had the cards stacked against him because he was deaf, right?
Right.
He couldn't hear the music, and so a wise man told me that he put like something in his mouth to feel the vibration or
Yeah,
in his ear.
it was a vibration of it like a trumpet, and then he had someone that actually played what he was playing, and he would hear that it was off, and he'd correct it. So
Right.
he fortunately had some support, but he was a genius, obviously. And then
Absolutely.
the second question I have for you is the hip hop. You're going to put Beethoven, and you're going to put hip hop. What hip hop would it be? Who's the artist?
Um, it would probably be some really intense, probably like even Tupac or
Dude, look. I just wrote Tupac. One
this is like synchronicity here, deja vu. What's going on today?
Well, I here's what's weird. I just watched Beethoven this past Sunday with my son. Just
Yeah.
watched the symphony do Beethoven, and when I knew that the synchronicity was there, I wrote Tupac and I circled it as quick as I could so I could show it to you that I actually was in your zone.
Yeah, you are in my zone. You're very much in my zone. Okay. With hip hop and classical music for sure.
And by the way, what a magic it would be for the fifth or any of his stuff, but mainly the
Yeah.
fifth of Beethoven with Tupac hitting the beats on top of that would be
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I fantasize doing with my music. I have a few CDs. They're not out or anything, but I had a few CD, little underground CDs that I came out with, and I just play them in my car, play them around the house, and it's awesome. It's great music that I created. I'm
Well,
not the original
since you
music
mentioned
artist.
CDs, I'll just show you that these
Yeah.
are all CDs.
Nice. Oh my
And
God. Such a
it's
collection.
about and by the way, it's an immense collection that only duplicates a vinyl collection that only duplicates a DVD collection. So it is
Wow.
I'm all about people creating stuff that inspires, but I'm also about people creating just a message that awakens people.
Yeah. You're a very inspirational person. I want to recognize the fact that you lift people up, Ken. You lift people up, whether they're down or if they're even in a happy place. You soar them to a happier place, and you bring joy to people. And that's just a very good quality. We need more people like that in our planet, to help show people the way toward the light, if you will, toward, I'm not going to say necessarily God, but toward a easier, softer path to where they can have harmony, comfort, and rest. Because so much of the world, people like you and me can, um, we inspire people. We try to bring out the best. We try, when someone's feeling bad, we want to make them feel good, because it's in our heart. We have good hearts. And so the fact of the matter is that there's people out there that are suffering that may not hear this broadcast, or other people that may not hear the broadcast, but I want to do something to reach out to those people who can't hear the broadcast, and reach out to them, get the message of light, get the message of love, get the message of peace. Smile, everyone. Just smile. Smile. And just show that light. Keep smiling, guys. Keep smiling. Yes, smiling CEO, Apache Enterprise, keep smiling. Shift happens.
Over 300 books of smiles.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's just truly incredible. Congratulations on those books as well. And with the smiling, on that note, there's just a lot of challenging times. I know that there's biblical times, and a lot of people are going through really overwhelmed or confused states right now for a lot of people. But I want people like you and me and others like us to share the message that, hey, I love what you said before about just snapping out of it, live this day as if as if there's no tomorrow, just get motivated, pumped up, and live in the light. Don't focus on one thing that I preach is don't focus on negativity. Don't focus on the darkness. Don't let the, enemy or darkness, confuse you or make you feel unconfident or have low self-esteem, because all that's from the enemy. I know that God, he wants people feeling love, light, calm, comfort, and peace. And so it's just a balance here. It's this ultimate balancing act of humankind as per individual on a macroeconomic scale and reaching those people. I want to open up a center to try and help people in that case and in that area and then in those areas. But it's a process, as you well know.
It is.
Yeah. So you've published a book. You've published a few books, apparently.
700.
700. You've published 700 books. What book stands out to you most?
Well, that is like saying if you had 700 babies, which one stands out the most? So I'm not going to say they're all even. I'll just say I'll give you a couple because 700. I mean, if I had 3 books, you could say which one's your favorite, and I'll do this. So I'll grab a couple that are at my desk that I do shows with. All right.
Sure. Yeah.
So this is called the No Nonsense. And by the way, any book I hold up, I will give to your audience for free. Fair enough?
Okay. Oh, right. Fair enough. Great.
So the No Nonsense book is a book about humor. And no matter where you open up in the book, you'll read about things that I guess twist how much you think about the bad or good. So I'll read a political one just for fun. All right. You ready for that one?
Yeah.
So on the political nonsense, it's my own hometown. So I'm allowed to say something about my own hometown.
Yes, of course.
So it says outside the killings,
yeah,
DC has one of the lowest crime rates in the country.
Yeah.
And that was Mayor Marion Barry. And I say that from a standpoint that, of course, if you remove all the killings, something is safe. So that was a funny one. This is one of my favorite books right now, World Power, and it's Word Power.
At the end of the day, what is that about?
It's about learning new words that help you communicate and have more clarity and more power and more confidence in the English language. And my attempt is every single day to rehearse one of these words and use the word. And the point of actually, I mean, it's just so amazing, these words. They're so well thought out. And then this is a book on just how to publish. And I don't know if you know this, but there's a 991 rule in publishing.
Okay.
99% of people say they're going to do a book and only 1% do it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
99% of people, when they do a book, they never do another book because it didn't sell well. 1% does, and they do more books, right?
Right.
99% of people that do more books don't necessarily make more money, but 1% makes enough money to say, I would do books forever. And so I'll just say that this is because of your tie.
Yeah.
So it's a gorgeous book by Dr. Icon, and she has all, and by the way, all these books are free. You get to just text me or email me. This is a pocket full of gratitude.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I'll end with 2, right? So one I'll end with is the Entrepreneur 100 Challenge. And this is just This is every day doing 100 minutes activity to get your mind, your soul, and your body really congruent. And it comes with a little book here. And the last
Yes.
one I'm going to do, there's one more I want to do. Let's go with my son since he just went to the Library of Congress.
Okay.
This is his
Wow.
12th book. So if I
Nice.
was to name any book that's my favorite, I would have to support my son because
Yeah.
this is my favorite book. But all the other ones I showed you, they're my favorites for different reasons. This guy right here,
Uh-huh.
Achieve Network, and he's bringing me to Colorado to speak. So this gentleman here has changed my life. He's referred all kinds of people. You know, if you have, do you have children, Kipling?
No, I don't actually. Two cats. Those are my babies.
Okay, well, we have two cats as well. So
Yeah.
my son says this, and he means it.
Yeah.
You could write a check for $1 trillion. He would not let you have his cats. Okay, that's how he is. This book right here is by Desiree Cruz, and
Yeah.
it's where women. She's brought 30 or 40 women to New York to celebrate the women empowerment. But here's what these two books mean to me. They mean
Okay.
mom. My mom was about empowerment. My mom was about nurturing. My mom was about encouraging. You know, every time I failed, my mom went to me when I failed, and she'd say, "You can do it."
Mm. It's very powerful.
And that's the difference of whether you're going to step up and do it again or whether you might slit your wrist. I mean, it's a
Right.
crazy world that someone could be so depressed about one day and one thing that they could say, it's out. I'm doing this, or I'm taking barbiturates or whatever and exiting out. And when they don't succeed at committing suicide, it's interesting. They say, "Oh, God must want me to live." And then they get awakened how precious life is. So it's a different journey.
Right. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. What are three key things in the book or in one of the books?
Well, I have three themes I either attract or I put in every single one of my books. Okay.
Okay.
So the good news is I know you asked about one book and I can't do one book. I mean, if someone has one book, they can say that's my favorite book. If it's two books, they can say this is my favorite too. But what I what I expect and what I do every time I do a book or I attract someone to give me a book that wants to be published is
Yeah.
they must have leadership as
Hmm.
part of it, gratitude as part of it, and then an aspect of either persistence or relentlessness. Because, I mean, look at us, Kipling. You said 5 years, I said 9 years, 10 years. One of us is more right than the other, doesn't matter. But the point is, that's persistence. I mean, you and I are in a show together because of persistence. We're in a show together because of staying in touch. We're in a show together because we've only grown to be more powerful in the world that we had to have this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 110%.
We might even go, you know what? We might do 111 just so it's all ones.
Yeah. The numerology factors.
Yes.
Let's face it, Ken Rochon. You have a way to bring joy and smiles to people's lives. How do you motivate people so gloriously and triumphantly? Spreading light, spreading love, spreading smiles. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Where does that come from?
Well, I think it comes from
It's a great gift. It's a wonderful, compassionate tool. I wish the world had more compassion. Um, but it's just reaching people one person at a time right
it
now.
is.
Yeah.
So this gentleman here is holding a card.
Okay. Yeah. Keep smiling.
He's smiling. You know, it's very corny and it's
I
almost
love it. I'm sold on it completely.
well.
I'm keep smiling. I see it. It brings joy to me. It just makes me feel good, when I
Well,
see
here's
it.
what's interesting about this, Kipling, is that your question has a couple dimensions to it. First of all, it has my childhood dimension.
Yeah.
So the childhood dimension is I wasn't always happy with people that I met, and I was very critical of people. And my mom said, look for the good in people instead of the bad, and you'll find the good. And when you find the good, you can celebrate that good. And when you celebrate the good, you actually have a great friendship. So that was a very underlying, like subconscious, that became really just my program.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I've handed a keep smiling card to someone, there
Yeah.
is two popular ones, and there's maybe a third one. So one is um almost anguish, like their shoulders cave and they
Yeah.
look at me and they go, I needed this.
Yeah.
I needed this today. And the other one is just saying, thank you for recognizing that I'm smiling. Okay.
Yeah.
They're happy that they're being recognized that way. And so they even ask for more cards. And the third one is
That's great.
almost like, I am smiling. And I go, I know you are. That's why I said keep smiling. And so all three have a different mechanism. One is obviously that it was a breaking day and they needed that boost. The second
Yeah.
one is that they're just through the roof with positivity and being euphoric, and they're
Yeah.
just I have more of it. And the other one is they don't know they're being powerful, and they
Right.
say, "I am," and I go, "I know. That's why I gave you the card." That's just such a magical one.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Do you have a card with you now? Keep smiling
Oh,
card?
I kind of do. I'm gonna get one real quick because it's
Okay.
right next.
Wonderful.
I have
The
to.
audience will be delighted to see it, and I know I will be too.
All right, here they come. I have a bunch of them.
All right.
I have so many of them blown away. So
Great.
I have my whole studio is filled with boxes. I have about, believe it or not, I have about 30 boxes of cards. So
Wow.
I'm going to show you. This one was designed for Canada.
Yeah.
We have that one. We have this one designed for Australia.
Yep. Nice.
We
Yes.
have this one. If you go into a Thai restaurant, they will be bubbling with joy that you did.
Wow.
This is Hebrew.
Hebrew. Wow. Yes. Keep
And like I
smiling.
said, I have tons of them, but I'll just do one last one. I'll do Hindi.
Yeah.
So,
Congratulations on that project. I mean, that's just wonderful because you're taking the time to, in like 10 different languages,
oh no,
uh,
50, 50.
50 different languages, excuse me, 50 different languages, and sharing the message of light and peace and happiness. That
Yeah. Do you
right
know what
there.
this one is by any chance?
What?
You know what that one is by any chance?
That is Greek,
Armenian.
Armenian.
And I share that with you because if you show that to a Greek person, they'll be confused. But if you show this to an Armenian person, they'll smile with all their heart. So I know that you kind of asked this question indirectly, but I want to answer it. Is why is this so powerful? It's so powerful because a smile means love.
Yeah.
Smile means acceptance. A smile means collaboration. A smile means beautiful. I mean, a smile means everything that God wanted us to have, which is happiness.
Amen. Yeah. I agree 110%. I mean, that's great. Good
I
for
want to go to
you.
111 with you. We've never done it before. Let's go to 111, 111s.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. 111%. No
Yes.
other way. You're flashing cameras, providing motivation to people, examples of God's grace. Why is this? Especially, with example for the Keep Smiling cards in over 50 languages. Um, your cameras providing motivation to people. Is this a divine calling, or does it still go back to your childhood again?
No, well, I'd say it's both, but it's mainly a
Yeah.
divine calling. So I got
Okay.
down on my knees and I asked God, "You've just taken my mom away from me.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?" And the answer was confusing. He said, "Get cameras," and then the
Really?
you don't. I don't know if people hear God's voice directly. I heard the essence of a voice, if that makes sense. And so the essence of the voice said, "Capture what inspires you to
Mm.
inspire humanity." That's what I got, and it wasn't those exact words, but that's the essence of what I was seeing and feeling and hearing. So I bought these super expensive cameras and I started just going to events every day. I went to 333 events in 365 days. And if
Wow.
I saw someone like you and you lit me up and you inspired me, I would take a picture of you. And whether it was a smile card or not, I was showed your spirit. And that
Yeah.
spirit would cause people to react and engage and say, I love this, I like this, or who is this? And
Yeah. Yeah.
so God was basically sharing with me that we don't know when we're in our house that there's so much beauty outside our house. So find it and show it so people come out of their house and they join hands and they celebrate humanity.
Yes, yes. So in a lot of ways, or in some ways, it's about like taking people outside of their box, outside of their comfort zone to feel glee or joy or happiness, um, in a group setting as well.
It's
Because
almost the antithesis of news. It's almost inspirational journalism where I
yeah,
don't even tell the story, the spirit tells the story. And so people are evoked to say, there is hope. And when there's
yeah,
hope, guess what happens? Humanity rises, abundance arises, love arises, smiles arise. This is a book that I want you in, Kipling. This is a book
okay,
about those of hope. We have William Paul Young from the Shack. We have Robert Angel from Pictionary. We have Rudy from the movie Rudy,
okay. Wow.
and Frank Shankowitz with Make a Wish Foundation. All these people are in here, and
Yeah.
you deserve to be in here because you bring hope to the world.
Thank you very much, Ken Rochon. I'm honored, flattered, and yeah, 111%.
110%. And by
Oh,
the way,
wow.
we keep going. We might even go to 112. We'll see. We'll see.
I know 112 was a music group back in the
I
day.
know it was. I know. I'm so glad you recognize that.
Actually,
And
I might
also,
listen to
and
them later.
also, well, and the 111 is more than 110 from Spinal Tap. You know, it goes all the way to 11, right? And then
Yeah,
112 is two ones equal two. So I mean, we're just moving along, bro.
indeed, indeed, indeed. In the right direction. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ken, please tell me your dreams, your visions of perfect publishing. In 2009, it's a great story. Please elaborate.
So in 2009, I did my first book, kept my word with my mom, and it was a
Yeah.
financial disaster.
Okay.
I went and traveled to meet publishers. I had a writing coach. I had the best of the best, and it flagged me or financially just upended me for a negative 90% or 95%. Actually, it was 95% minimum of.
Yeah.
So I put 23,000 in, got about a couple $100 back. That's not a really good transaction.
Right.
And
Right.
so I misunderstood God's message, and I said, God, this is a cruel joke. I guess I'm not supposed to be an author. I guess I'm not supposed to be doing
Mhm.
anything in the book world. And so I was going to quit. I really was. And what kept happening is I kept getting jolted, not physically or energetically, but I got jolted with, no, you're missing the message. You're missing the message. And so it
Oh,
took me a while to get the message, but the message was,
oh,
this is what people experience. Change,
yeah.
change it. So it's funny, but the best marketer in the world was Jesus because
Hmm.
he marketed a Christian lifestyle. And
Yeah.
if he didn't market it that well, we wouldn't be talking about God or Christianity. And so I
True.
am only understanding that a book is one of the ultimate tools that if you market it, you market your message, you inspire people to live a better life or to even support your message so you can have a bigger impact in the world. So all of it's good. And so eventually I got some people to say, I'm no, I didn't get people. I had people see what I was doing. They said, help me have this type of impact, which I didn't know was the word until some 15 years later.
Yeah.
But if you do a book and you don't have impact, you don't do another book. If you
Right.
do a book and you have impact, you have two other eyes that happen. You have inspiration and income. And look at these balloons happening
Yeah.
here.
The balloons
So
happen.
so
Celebration.
the reason they do is because God had the three eyes work, and actually, it's fueled by you as an eye. So I can inspire, I can impact, and I will have income an incentive, another eye, because of the.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. The first two eyes. That's three eyes, right? Almost like 111 in
Almost
the
like one of
Christian.
them. You're quick, Kipling. I'll tell you. If I was there right now, I'd hug you for potentially 111 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
People
actually,
can relate.
Kipling.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
I did finish my answer, but it goes with something you asked earlier.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Remember that 99% I was talking about? It's
Yes.
interesting, but when you put 99% into your book and you put
Right.
1% into marketing it, you don't get
Right.
an impact. So you don't do another book. If you put 1% into your book and 99% into marketing it, ironically, you actually get to do lots of books, but you also get a lot of understanding of why you did the book, which is the impact piece.
Right. And so basically marketing is huge for book becoming a bestseller or
Well, it's not
marketing.
just for a book, it's for business, it's for branding, it's for everything. But marketing is your relentless desire and hunger to make a difference. So if you are hungry and you don't have a marketing system, you just wasted the fact that you can't have any appetite.
Right, right. And so, yeah, the marketing is key. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, marketing is key.
Well, actually, Kipling, I'm sorry to do this again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Okay. No, no problem.
Because I don't want it to be marketing as a vague word. So
Sure.
marketing has a lot of fingers to it. It has the piece of branding. It has the piece of campaign. There's not a president that did not become a president without a campaign. It has guerrilla marketing. It has social proof. And social proof has a lot of legs too. It has testimonials, it has reviews, it has video
Yeah,
captures, it has uh, photo assets, et cetera. So my point is, it is marketing, but there's a lot of complexity to it that causes a campaign to win.
sure, sure. And for certain costs, whether it's 2,000, whether it's 10, 25, it has a measure, and sometimes what you put into it is what you get out of it, right?
Yeah, and by the way, marketing dollars with guerrilla marketing mean that you could leverage the dollars so they have more impact, even though you're not spending so much. So it's
Right.
not about what you spend; it's about what you're going to get for what you spend. So if something costs 25,000, and you're like, I don't have 25,000, but it would make you 1 million, that might be one of the best things you could ever borrow.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's something to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen. People can relate to how difficult it is out there in the world these days. Where there is light, darkness will loom. But remember, light cuts through the darkness. So literally, visionaries don't quit. Keep smiling and keep up the due diligence of God's handiwork.
Do you know what? Do you know why visionaries don't quit?
They just have a drive inside of them that's so strong, like a 747 or a Asian freight train or an Asian express train, speed train. I don't
Yep.
know why, Ken. Tell me.
Well, you have the premise of the energy, I'd say, but you don't have
Yeah,
necessarily the logic of it. And I'll tell
yeah,
you the logic, because the logic, and by the way, I only really learned this by listening to another podcast maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And it was that a visionary can't quit, because if a visionary quit, they lose the identity of who they are as a visionary. They can't.
yeah,
So a
yeah.
visionary sees something, you have to be what they see.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because if you're not there and you're not in the heart of it, it's like, where's that meat and potatoes coming from? It's just like peas and carrots or something. Okay, so
Oh,
here we go.
that's why Elon Musk is so powerful, and that's
Yeah,
why Jeff Bezos is so powerful. They were visionaries, and they could not stop that vision from being true.
yeah, yeah. It's very powerful. It's motivation for me and all the viewers and everyone else. That's a lot of motivation.
111%.
111%, ladies
No,
and
we're going
gentlemen.
to 112 with that one. We're going to
One
112.
112%. Don't
Stupid,
stop. Never quit.
stupid,
Never quit.
stupid.
Never quit. Helping people in many ways in a financial endeavor. You have access to Times Square, ladies and gentlemen. Times Square, adding services, photos, video, assets, 1 to 4 or 1 to 6 jumbotrons, or 1 to 4. I'm not sure what my 1 to 4 6 here means.
We do four New York experiences with the jumbotrons. One of them goes to the Library of Congress, which is the largest library in the world in D.C.
Sure.
Over
Yeah, yeah.
70 million books and media assets.
Wow. 70 million. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
And Kenny went yesterday, and they brought him to the Young Readers Library, and they want his books in the Library of Congress physically on the shelves.
Good,
It,
good. That's your son, right?
yeah, yeah. He blew them away. He actually had three librarians come over and just ask him question after question after question. So
Yeah, he's probably a really good writer for some. I'm kind of like a prophetic kind of. I'm not gonna say psychic exactly, but I have good intuition,
yeah.
and so your son seems like a very gifted, talented young man, and I feel like he has a lot of writing intuition, a writing
Yeah,
gift.
he's very prolific. He is written. He's got his 13th book coming out. But I want to say something
Wow.
to your audience that's very important.
Yeah.
Read Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers, Tipping Point, Blink, all those things. Because my son is this amazing talent
Hmm.
because he put the time in.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was not great at writing when he was 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. When the pandemic happened, I taught him how to write at another level. I taught him cursive. And by the way, he was cursing me during the cursive. He was not happy. Not that he used bad words, but he was not happy. And
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's amazing, but there was a tipping point in his writing career, and it was right around book, I think it was 7 or 8. He started just being very independent about his writing. By the book 10, I'm sorry, by book 12, he said, "Daddy, I don't need your help at all." And he wrote the entire book in 2 weeks.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
And his 13th book, I mean, he takes charge. He made a website about his books now. So all this
For
talent and everything, it's me pouring love and time with him, but it's also him doing that too.
Good for him.
Yes.
He's more of an established writer than most writers out there, and me.
If I put my time in, I mean,
Yeah.
if I admit it,
The timing is key.
I'm 30, 40 years behind him what he did.
Yeah, yeah. That's incredible. That's incredible. I have a feeling he's going to write some very wonderful literature for a lot of people to read in his time and in times after to come. So, a lot of talent, lots of talent there. There's a New York experience with the Times Square Jumbotron.
Hmm.
Many have to try it. Many have to try it. Do you care to share how this New York City package works exactly?
Briefly,
Yeah.
I know we're coming to the end of the show. So the brief thing is go to perfectpublishing.com. You can reach out to me, 202-701-0911. But basically, you pick a date that you want to come out, or I should say, you pick from the dates we have, and you
Mhm.
send us your book cover. And for those of you who have been parents, having a baby is like one of the biggest things in the world. And to see your baby on the Jumbotron, having the world see it, it causes people to recognize that you really are playing big.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Topic of peace. Peace. Ken Rochon, what is it to you?
Peace is feeling that I will use a quote from Gandhi, and
Nice.
it's about happiness. And happiness is when what you think and what you say and what you do are in harmony. So when you're living a harmonious life where you love people, you love yourself, you put others first and they put you first, and you feel like you have no needs because you create so much value for others, I think you're at peace.
112%.
And
112%.
we will not go higher because 13 is not going to be in this program.
No, not in this ball game. Peace for the world, peace in the world. How do you envision it? Is it a possibility?
Everything's a possibility, but you have
Right.
to be committed to that possibility.
Yeah.
And there are some people that are lost and they're never going to be found, but you have to forgive them, and you have to make the bulk of the world really your friend, your ally, and your partner, and treat everyone in a way that you're giving more to them than you need to get from them, so that they play bigger for you.
Right. Very, very smart words of a wise man right there, ladies and gentlemen, practicing what we preach. Peaceful earth, earth of peace, peace on earth. What do you
Goodwill
think?
to men.
Huh?
Goodwill to men.
Yes, goodwill to men. Peaceful earth, peace on earth, peaceful earth. What do you think or feel? What comes to mind?
Possibility, love, smiles, future,
Yeah,
and just
I like
believing
that.
in people that don't know how powerful they are, that they can actually cause it.
You realize that there's like literally like billions of people out there that don't know that they have the ability to love or to have peace or to express a positive message, who just don't feel it inside of their heart. This can be awakened somehow. This can be sparked to spark plug to soar and take off for people to see the light, live in the light. I want something to go viral somehow.
Well,
But
we're going to
Ken,
make that happen. We're going to
yeah,
impact the world with your message, our message, and people like us.
100%, 112%, no other way. So
Thank
Ken Rochen, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you for taking the time to come on my show. Wonderful stuff, wonderful material. Thank you for coming on Manifest, Enlightenment, and Soar. And peace be with you.
Thank you, sir. I look forward to representing and supporting you and partnering with you in your message.
Likewise, look forward to doing business in the future. God bless and peace.
112.
112. No other way. No other way, ladies and gentlemen. All right.